Welcome back, everybody. So this video does have a voiceover and all that. So previously, in the last video, which did not have a voiceover like most of my videos, we changed things around. Excuse me for that. In addition, maybe I did, maybe I didn't show you, but we do have a third meal time. We have no solitary. All of that is the same. By the way, I made a lot of these changes off screen, like when I started a new facility, I never actually film the entire thing because it's just it's just I just don't. I'm nervous, and I'm always nervous when doing these videos. I wonder if we should probably add some paving stone because they don't actually follow the pathways that I built here. Their behavior has also improved now that we're watching them again. I don't even remember what day we deployed them. I think it was day 24 when we did that. Generally, I have these until... well, sometimes I have these for like a week. Then slowly, every 7 days, remove it. And if there's any problems like fights or whatever, then we'll just redeploy them. we've also been having a lot of difficulty finding these drugs, narcotics, and stuff. But with these dogs, they're actually finding it easier than the guards themselves. And the dogs can even find things that aren't drugs and stuff. Run lockdown. And there's probably gonna be more when we search them at night. You know, they probably don't need these many meals. But I feed them this much anyway. I mean, it's not that I care how much they're fed. I don't mind not feeding them. Actually. But, at least I care enough to actually do that. To at all give them a meal. But, I only not feed them when I actually have to not feed them. In other words, if I don't have to feed them, I don't feed them. But if I do have to, then I do. And of course, most situations, oh, goodness. That's because I'm nervous. Anyway. Where were we? Oh, yeah. In really all situations, I'm supposed to feed them. Because if you don't feed them, they would obviously be starving and die and so on. And you'd be punished for it. But I do that as a extreme punishment only in the most extreme of situations. You know, extreme punishments for only extreme times. I'm not encouraging that. Just that's how I manage things. Because I'm a guy like that. Where I would, disobey certain incredibly important rules. When you find it necessary to. Man, we are just funding so many things. even if we have metal detectors in like every place they possibly could bring stuff in, except the cells and cleaning cupboard and staff areas and you name it. We're just finding things like crazy. Interestingly, despite how terrible the life in this prison is, they don't seem to attempt any escapes very often, if any whatsoever. Which is extremely helpful. But I really think there's little chance they actually could escape, even if they legitimately tried. Honestly, the punishments are too extreme. So I keep control of my prisoners mainly through force. But I do try to deal with their needs. For instance, I let them exercise. I give them work free time, which is just work and free time. I let them sorry, not exercise. Take a shower. Obviously a shower. I give them a lot of freedom to do like whatever they want. Not all the time, but there is some, there is some freedom. Goodness. Anyway. It's time for these guys to get some sleep. Oh yeah. I also wanted to say, I really appreciate, everybody's, support and, willingness to watch my stuff. It really means a lot to me. Because if I'm not in this situation, I get discouraged and so on and so forth. I do try to keep things fresh, but because things sometimes take quite a while to refresh, it sometimes kind of makes me have to either do nothing or do things that I've already done a lot of. If there's anything in particular that could possibly make my videos better, I'd like to hear from the comments what that could be. If you like my stuff, you can find plenty of other things. Like I said, I really appreciate all of you coming, both coming and returning, both newcomers and returning people. Thank you, and welcome to the club.